What's up, TRT community? Let's help each other. Well, as you can see behind me, can you see the ocean? I'm on vacation, and I'm going to be doing the last part of the challenge here on vacation, and it's the last part earning me the third wedge of the trifecta, and it's the hardest part. I've never actually done this before. It is a half marathon, 13.1 miles, and this is all about our motivated Mondays. Getting proper levels of testosterone in our system raises our energy, raises our motivation, and we don't want to waste our motivation. We want to use it to better ourselves and help others. And as you know, I've signed up to Operation Valor. They sent me this cool shirt, and I want to tell you guys a little bit about this gentleman on the back. His name is Michael Murphy. I'm doing this challenge, and it also helps veterans and the families of those who've lost loved ones in service to our country. So here's a little bit about Michael.
On June 28th of 2005, a four-man Navy SEAL surveillance and recon team was inserted into the Kunar province of Afghanistan. Lieutenant Michael Murphy was actually the team leader, and when they encountered a host of Taliban terrorists firing at them, Lieutenant Michael Murphy intentionally exposed himself to enemy gunfire in order to get a clear communication signal out to reinforce them. Sadly, he was shot multiple times in doing this, and he gave his life there on the field. There was only one survivor of his team. Marcus Luttrell was the only survivor of that Red Wings mission, is what it was called. And stick around to the end of the video for another fact about Michael Murphy that I think you'll really want to hear.
So stories like that are very moving, and they motivate me also to want to do great things and to do sacrificial things, and just to push myself. And so I'm about to start this half marathon now. My wife's going to be doing it with me. She's done all these parts with me, the 5K, the 10K, and now this half marathon. And we're going to share the medals. So I'll be letting you know every time I get to a certain mile marker. I'll show you my watch and prove that we're actually doing this. Root me on, guys. And this is where it's all going down. Alabama, y'all.
Mile number 1. 2 miles. Mile 3.
Okay, we're from Alabama, so we know all about heat and humidity, but this beach heat and beach humidity is kicking our booties. We're about 3 miles in, and as you see here, it's almost 90 degrees and almost 70% humidity, and just need a little break. We're melting, I mean, straight up melting, but we're gonna finish.
So what do you think? I think we should cool off. I think we should cool off in there next time. What do you think?
I'm totally kidding, of course. Only a joke.
There it is, 4. Don't look at the time, it's not great. This is the only time you'd be happy to see a storm blowing in at the beach. Cover up that sun. Thank you. Mile 5.
And with the storm comes rain, so we're gonna duck in here for a sec.
Oh, my poor wife wanted to gamble and go a bit longer and not duck in under the cover. Look at you go. You're dedicated. Mile 6, mile 7, so over halfway. Mile 8.
Okay, so I'm almost at mile 9, and it's just starting to get uncomfortable, frankly. My knees are hurting. My shoes got really wet earlier, so that's not fun. But what I have a saying for myself when I get to this point in any challenge or any race or anything, I tell myself, okay, this is where the race begins. Because when you have to really start digging down and see what kind of grit you've got, seeing what kind of determination you have, seeing what you're really made of, that's actually where your race, where your challenge, whatever it is, that's actually where you start to see who you really are. And that keeps me going, because I tell myself, okay, now the race is starting for you. Are you going to push through? Are you going to finish? Or are you going to keep making excuses? And it helps me keep going. And honestly, guys, I've found that to be true in a lot of areas. In your parenting, in your marriage, at your job. When it gets hard, that's when you really need to stick it out. Do your best and see what you're made of. And what I've also found usually is, because I just ran a bit more before recording this, is if you'll go through that hard spot Usually it plateaus off and gets a bit easier.
Mile 9. I was actually in so much pain with my knees, I missed mile 10. So I just hit mile 10.
All right, I'm at mile 10.75. Knees are still hurting. My right quad started cramping up. But what's cool is every step I take on here, I'm breaking a record. I've never gone this far before. Only 9 miles was the longest race I'd ever done before this. So though this is hard, I'm glad to know that I just gone longer than I've ever been before. What are you gonna do? What record are you gonna break? How are you gonna be better? Post in the comments below.
Mile 11. Mile 13. All right, boom. I did it. Don't look at the time, it's not great. Just look at that distance. I did it.
Okay, so I finished up and my wife is almost done here. She's walking the last couple bits because it's really painful, right?
Yes, everything hurts from the, all my legs hurt, everything hurts.
But she's pushing through. She's like Joan of Arc up in here. What's your watch say?
0.06.
13.06. She's almost there. Now what's it say?
13.1.
Yep, we did it. We finished. And that was the third portion, earning us our full trifecta from Operation Valor. And if you're just jumping in, if this is your first video, then look back to this video here, and I'll put a link to that below. It'll explain to you what I'm talking about with this trifecta from Operation Valor and the journey that I've taken to get here this month. Don't waste your motivation. I want to leave you with this, another fact about Michael Murphy. Did you know that he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor after his death? Why do I bring that up? What do you want to be remembered for after you're gone? Nobody's getting off this planet alive unless Jesus comes back first. We're all going to die. What do you want to leave behind? What do you want people to remember about you even after you're gone? So don't waste your life. Don't waste this blessing of proper levels of motivation that we're getting from having this blessing that we get from being able to replace the testosterone that our body no longer makes properly. Let's not waste it. Thanks for watching. God bless. Peace. And if you're looking for a challenge for yourself and you don't know where to start, hey, let me challenge you to try this. It's called the Murph. CrossFit has named this specific exercise the Murph, though Michael Murphy invented it, and that's why they call it that, in honor of him. He called it body armor is what he called it, but it starts with a mile. You do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, then you end with a mile, all this with a 20-pound weight vest on. And if you can't do it with the weight vest, well, hey, that's fine. Just do it with your own body weight. I've done it probably about 9 times in my life, some with a weight vest on, some without. So if you're like, I don't know what to do, I want to challenge myself, hey, why not try the Murph? And Google it online, lots of different ways to approach it. Have fun with it, guys, and go all the way to the end, just like Michael Murphy did.